we're going to do the same video on each of our channel. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the top 5 or top 10. We haven't made up our mind because I can only find 7. So I don't know what the
top 7 characters.
Yeah, top 7 characters to use promotion credits on. And there's a lot of opinions on promotion credits. So you came up with this idea. And how are we going to go about making this video? Just go ahead and say it.
We're gonna go to your roster. Who are you gonna pick on to personally use with your promotion credits? I also want to see who you've used your promotion credits on.
Okay, so it's exactly that. We're gonna talk exclusively about characters that we have already used promotion credits on, or we are looking at in the future. And there's some in here that I did that I kind of wish I would have pulled back on, but I think I've gotten value out of it. So let's get to the list right here, and we're gonna go. Not to that. That's the music. Woo! Everybody loves this music. Here's my playlist, guys. Everybody always asks. All right, we're gonna go. We're just gonna start from the beginning.
All right.
Black Bolt, and
yes,
1000%. Now
I approve.
Here's the deal. I did not spend promotion credits on Black Bolt. So the question is, would I have? And the answer is absolutely 1000%. Black Bolt is my 1000% favorite character in the game right now, without a doubt. What do you think about Black Bolt?
He is a character that I did use promotion credits on to get that 6 stars. So I definitely would. That was over Phoenix. That was over some other characters that I was thinking. So he is a very, very fun character. Versatile.
Yeah.
Arena. U7, War. I mean, pretty much every important game mode, he's very important for all that. So one of the most important characters in the game.
Yeah, and so he's a pure damage character. He's a counter to Ultron. I think that's the other reason why he's important is he's a counter to Ultron. And and this his burps. You know what I mean? It's just it's just like always like, dude. It's like you AOE and you he's cleanup. This mechanic right here, being able to ping a character when they drop below 25%, is clutch. I mean, there's nothing worse than a character going into red and then healing back up. Now he finished that up. It's okay. So and he benefits from red stars solely because it's just he's a stat
more
beast.
Damage.
He's a stat beast. Yeah. He's just pure raw horsepower damage beast. Okay, so let's go to the one that I did spend promotion credits on Hela, and I took her to 6 red stars. And
not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. Pretty valuable character.
Okay, so I've gotten use out of her, and I do use her, and I've won many defensive alliance wars. I mean, people often opt to 2-tap on her almost every single time. It's always counts. I always get 1 extra win out of my Asgardians, and I've gotten a lot of use out of her. And I used her inside of Dark Dimension 3. I use her. I feel like I've kind of lost a little bit of love with her recently. I don't know what it is. Like I'm finding that I like Dark SpiderMan better than her in like U7 and things like that. I mean, what do you have on Hela, and what are your thoughts on Hela?
I believe I have 4-star, and I think I bought the 4th star on her, but I feel the same way. She was primary Ultimate 17 for a while. You recommended using symbiote SpiderMan, Darth Spidey, and yeah, much better. She's kind of fallen off because he's stepped up a little, but still a good character, just not as useful in Arena and Ultimate 7, at least for me, as she once was.
So the way that I want to position Hela is definitely on this list, definitely needs to be on this list. I've definitely gotten value out of her. I believe she's trending downward at this time. Does that make sense? She's just trending downward, where I feel Black Bolt's at the top. I feel like Darth Spidey's on his way up. We're talking about which way I feel they're trending, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Well, I think she's just trending downward.
It does.
Yeah, I think she's just trending down. Okay, let's go to the next one. Phoenix. Okay.
Oh yes. What stars do you have on her? I'm covering him.
Yeah, you're covering. So I have her at 5 red stars, and I've been in turmoil about taking her to 6 red stars for a long time, and I kind of want to pitch why people say not to take her to 6 red stars. Have you heard this case before, or why not to use it?
I've heard why not to, and that's mainly specifically for Dark Dimension 3 with her special, because it doesn't help her special, but it helps everything else.
Okay, so I'll just run you through the sequence of it, the way of a typical arena match goes down. Is like you first of all, she comes out to the battle, right? And you want her to die, right? So
yes.
you actually, there's a situation where you don't want red stars on her, right? And then the first move that you do in battle is this bestow light, which has nothing to do with her stats or her red stars on her character. I mean, yes, a little bit of the max health, but not really. It's really, you still want her to die. This is mostly just a cleanse, and you know what I mean? It does, the red stars don't benefit from this. You're not doing damage to their team, right? You with me so far?
Here's the thing. You want Phoenix to die, but you want Dark Phoenix to survive. So the red stars are going to help Dark Phoenix, not so much on Phoenix.
Right, but
so
at the beginning of the battle, and her first move that she does, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what red star she has. And then she does die, right? And then this goes off, and then this does damage, right? Which is cool. So she needs the damage right there. So
red stars helps with that. Yep.
Right. Then she goes into summon mode, and then you do vitality drain, right? That doesn't matter how many red stars.
Help.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't help.
And then,
doesn't help.
And then you don't want her to die, so she does need the red stars now. And then this 1000% needs red stars. Like this right here.
This one helps it.
This needs red stars. So it's kind of like people have said, well, you really don't need red stars on Phoenix. I'm getting use out of her without the red stars. And my counterclaim to that is I use her everywhere, all the time, always. And why not? I mean, I know there's matches that I've lost where if I had a 6 red star Phoenix versus a 5 red star Phoenix, that, you know, that AoE goes off and I would have won in arena. So I've been torn about this character for a long time. I'll tell you this, if I tomorrow went and opened up a red star orb and I pulled a 6-star Phoenix, I'd do a backflip. That would be like an amazing pull. This is not a bad choice, but it's a controversial choice.
I mean, this is not like an all benefit. There's some arguments on the other side, like you said, you know.
Yeah. You could definitely make a case to not do her, but I don't know. I chose not to, but you know what I mean? I kind of wonder, you know, if I would have did her like early, like moved her up to 6 red stars like 3-4 months ago. And so let's talk about this. I believe she's at the best character in the game right now. I also believe she's trending down. And what I mean by that is that, you know, Crystal's a soft counter to Phoenix, and then Ebony Maw he's kind of a counter. I don't know. He's not really he's not a great counter, but he is technically a soft counter to Phoenix as well, right?
You bring up Ebony Maw, that helps her countering him as well, because that gives her more resistance, less likely for him to apply that ability block when she dies. Right. So that can kind of help countering Ebony Maw as well. So that's another argument for her red stars.
Right, and I think the disappointment that Ebony Maw versus Phoenix is that everybody has a G14 Phoenix. So what I mean by that, like, if you have Phoenix unlocked, you need to take her to 14 just for Dark Dimension 3. She is, for the first 8 nodes, doing all the damage in Dark Dimension 3. She is the Minerva of Dark Dimension 3. So everybody is running a 14 Phoenix because you pretty much have to take her to 14. And so Ebony Maw, you know, not a lot of people are running 14 Ebony Maws. And so it's like everybody that has like a 11 Ebony Maw is like, this doesn't work. Well, it's like, Phoenix has got like 50%, you know, more stat boost because she's at 14 and maxed out, and we're trying to go at her with 11 and 12s and 13s. I kind of works with a 13, but I think I need my Maw to be at 14 to even compare the two. It's really hard.
My Maw is at like 11, almost at 12, and sometimes he still ability blocks the 14 Phoenixes. So
sometimes, right?
Sometimes, it's not 100%.
So this is a coin flip. If you want to do it, fine. This is not a bad choice. I personally chose to hold off on Phoenix, and that is because of another character we're going to talk about on this list. But
Captain Marvel.
Okay, Captain Marvel. I currently have her at 4 stars. I have a different character that I want to take to 5 stars ahead of Captain Marvel. But you went hard on Captain Marvel, and what can you say about Captain Marvel? Go for it.
So I did when we first got those gold promotion credits. I used to take her from 5 red stars to 6 red stars. Good character. I mean,
you've got tons of uses out of her. Tons of uses. Go for it.
I did. Great on war. I used to use her on arena. Used to use her in Ultima 7, so I do get some use out of that, and I did get some good use out of that. But if I had those back, I probably wouldn't put that 6-star on her at this point. You know, back in the day, it did make sense. She was kind of falling off at that time, and I realized that going in. And, you know, she's kind of fallen off a little bit. Great solo character, but just, I don't know, there's a lot of she's a victim of power creep.
Yeah, she's a victim of power creep.
I think.
But we've gone into alliances where every single team, when we're in war, every single person's got a 6 red star Captain Marvel, and you're like, holy crap, this is not fun. So she is definitely scary at 6 red stars. She's a one woman army. Do not disrespect the Captain Marvel. Like a 6 red star, 7 red star Captain Marvel is beyond good. However, I do think she's on a downward trend, and I'm not interested currently in doing promotion credits on her personally, because I have another choice that I'm going to choose over her at this time.
What is it?
You know what it is, because we're both on the same place on that. Let's go to the next one on the list. Next one on the list is Mr. Sinister.
That's a good choice.
Right,
what do you have red stars on him right now?
I've got him at 5 right now, 5 red, 5 gold. I do not have him at 6 gold stars, but I probably am going to take him to 6 red stars with my promotion credits. There's only one other character that I believe is higher choice for me personally right now, but I want to talk about why Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister, I believe, is in Galaxy of Heroes. There's a character called Thrawn, and I believe Mr. Sinister is the Thrawn of Marvel Strike Force. Next month, the next best character comes out, and guess what? Mr. Sinister can clone them.
Yeah.
6 months from now, another better character comes out, and guess what? Mr. Sinister can clone them. I don't think this guy is going to be a victim to power creep at all. None.
No.
And the clones get the full benefit of his red stars and his stats. And I just think this is a character that if I want to look at, like, you know, Hela was amazing when I did it, but she's already starting to fall off. This guy I don't think is going to fall off, and I think he's going to have an upward trend. I think he's going to have a long shelf life, because there's always going to be power creep, but I think he's going to be relatively power creep proof. Is that even a word? Power creep proof. Say that.
Yes.
What do you think about? Where do you have your? I want to get this guy to 6 stars. I want to do 6 reds. What do you think?
All right, so a couple issues with him right now. First, I want to ask you about your usage. Where are you using him in the game right now?
Arena.
That's it.
I'm using him in Arena.
Okay.
I didn't need to use him in Dark Dimension, but I guess he's useful. I didn't get him up and running until after Dark Dimension, but just Arena, and boy, in PvP, of course. He's like almost broken in PvP. You know, he's just so good in PvP. Yeah, that's where I use him. And the reason why I'm comfortable with this guy is I think he's going to have a long shelf life.
Agreed. I agree with everything you said. So that would be my first argument against them. You know, the usage, how much usage are you going to get out of him? Are you going to get more usage out of another character? I don't know, maybe, but definitely a good choice on that. I got one more question.
We don't have a 5th Marauder. They're going to sell us a 5th Marauder someday. So this team is not disappearing. There's going to be a 5th Marauder someday. So I think that in the direction of this character is going to be headed upwards in more game modes than some of these other characters. That's all I'm saying.
No, I totally agree with you. I don't see him falling off. My other pushback, I guess it's more of a question, because I totally agree with what you're saying. The gold stars, you only have 5 gold stars on him right now. Mm-hmm. Are you willing to get him up to 6 red stars before you have that 6th gold star? Because normally I would say don't do that, but for him, is this a special case for you?
So the reason why you don't do that is because you were a victim of that with Drax, right? Where you upgraded the character, and then you pulled the orb like the next day, right?
I got lucky, unlucky. I'm actually asking about your stars though, because if you have 5 gold stars on him, you get a 6 red star. That's not going to do anything.
I'm not buying the 6 red star in advance. No, because
that was my question.
Because I'm afraid. Like the other day, there was an offer for jugs at 5 stars, and it was a chance. I happened to pull a 5-star red star jugs in an orb.
Previously or from that offer?
Yeah, without buying the offer. And if I would have bought the offer, I would have wasted the money. Like, it was like literally would have wasted the money. So I'm afraid that would happen to me. I want to take him to 6 gold before I think about buying any promotion credits. There's no reason.
Okay.
There's no rush. And I know you'd have to wait in the store, but that's kind of the name of this game is patience anyways. So
yeah, I would rather wait and have those just in case something happens, in case they have a hard counter to him.
You can't
before that gold star is on him.
You can't see it on the screen. Well, actually, I can show you. But basically, he's at 145 out of 200, and so.
Okay.
I don't even want to buy the $30 offer until I get 5 more shards from somewhere. And I think they're not. I think this guy's not going to be. I don't know what they're going to do with farming on this guy. He seems like he would be at best a war star farm. Like they're not going to. I mean, that's just what I'm thinking.
Well, there was a data mine that we might see in the blog tonight. A new character coming to the war store. A lot of people are suspecting it's going to be Sinister. So maybe I don't know. There is a character coming to war store.
If he's going to war
feeling is
store, I'm probably going to buy the $30 pack and get the 50 shards because war store is valuable currency, and I'm not. I mean, I don't want to dump. I don't want to take a character from 6 to 7 stars, 300 shards strictly on War Store because I need those superior mini uniques more than character shards. That's why I mean it's hard to spend that currency on anything other than like Sif, which was a requirement to get Black Bolt. It's just challenging, right? All right, let's move to the next.
I'm trying to pick up like Graviton. I still haven't bought any shards for him in that store for a long time.
I'm not bothering with Graviton. It's not worth it. He's not that important. The currency is more important than the Graviton shards, in my opinion. Okay, next. SpiderMan.
Ooh, good choice. Good choice.
So I'm gonna flash it on the screen right here, so that people can see where I'm at. He's at 4 red.
Oh, you got the gold stars. Nice.
Okay,
right.
So I personally, this is my top pick in my account right now to promote to 5 reds and then 6 gold. And then 6 reds. For 2 reasons. I love this guy. He's my second favorite character to play right now other than Black Bolt. And you've been playing him too, right? I don't use him in there. Okay. And then characters that have an upward trajectory is right now we have 3 symbiotes in the game that are nearly broken with just 3 characters. What happens when they add 2 more? What do you think is going to happen with? And the rumor is that we're going to get something, right? So what do you I think this guy's got an upward trajectory and I love playing him. I just really love this guy. What do you think?
I like it. Good choice. And probably more of an immediate upgrade than the Sinister because you have the gold stars to justify that spending that currency on them. So I think this, if I were in your situation, this would be my top pick for you.
This is my silver promotion credits are going to this guy no matter what, and then the gold ones we'll see. That's going to be a fight between Mr. Sinister and Symbiote Spider-Man right now, and so it's like that's where it's at right now. It's like, woo.
Can Sinister get those gold stars before we're gonna have before he shows Symbiote Spider-Man starts to the store?
That's going to be a whale harder proposition right there.
Oh, look at that.
All right. And then lastly, oh my God, Thanos. Yeah. Okay.
Good. Another good pick. Really good. Pick.
I want to end the video with Thanos right here. And I'm at 447.
All right. Makes sense as well.
I've heard 2 different people say that this guy really turns on at 6 red stars, which is not fair. And I believe that has to do with his drain mechanic. And his drain mechanic in both modes right here. Because explain to me why drain is such a good mechanic with red stars and why it benefits more than any other mechanic.
Well, usually you want to use your red stars on damage dealers and healers. And drain, that's doing both of those. You're dealing damage to the enemy and you're healing up. So you're getting 2 for 1 kind of benefit with red stars on a drain type character.
Yeah, because you're already getting the benefit of having higher damage and then higher health pools, and then the drain just means you're healing more, which is like it's one of those effects that drain is probably gets the like for a long time we were talking about Killmonger. Killmonger does great with red stars, but he's not a useful character. Well, Thanos has drain and probably is a top pick if he because they're definitely an amazing team, right? So if we didn't talk about Thanos, that'd be a sin. I just like Dark Spidey better than Thanos. Now, if because they're going to slightly rework him, right? There's going to be some. They're not reworking him. They're fixing him.
No, they're fixing him.
They're fixing him. And
so he's gonna get even better, as good as he is now. When his kid's working properly, this right here, it doesn't work properly. But when it does,
this is broken right now. It's not working correctly. So, in reality, this might be the right answer. This might be the only. This might be a better choice than Darth Spidey. It might be. It's just like we're waiting and seeing, but this might be the only choice. To be honest with you, you know that, right? You know that this might be the only choice.
Well, again, I agree with you, but devil's advocate here. How often are you using Black Order? Because if Black Order is getting a lot of usage from her, then from you, yes, do it, because it's going to benefit that whole team. But if you're not using them, you're not using Thanos, not using that Black Order, this will be more of a long-term thing, in my opinion, something you could wait on.
So I have a 4 red star, and there's people that have 6 red stars that are ranting and raving about how great Ebony Maw and Thanos are in U7, and I was just like, I don't see it. I think it's so red star dependent, and then are the people that there was somebody that was like, man, they're not holding on defense in Arena. He's like, and then they upgraded their Thanos to 6 red stars, so they're like, oh yeah, it's good. It's holding on defense. You know, so it's like, whoa. You know, I might go from barely using him to using it everywhere all the time.
All right, good, fair argument.
You know, no rush, but I'm just telling you that probably, you know, as far as a character that's trending upward, it could be Thanos. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of waiting, seeing. For me, the top picks for me, the top 3 picks on my roster, because everything's subjective, right? My roster. Thanos, Darth Spidey, and Mr. Sinister. And that's just where I'm at, because I've already got like Black Bolt done. Like, you know, but Black Bolt would be up there too if like someone really was like, oh, who should I top pick? So we're going to go over to your account and you're going to do your picks, right? And they're a little different than mine, I have a feeling. So
there's going to be some similar, some different though, because it's going to be based on my roster. So there's some of my roster things are a little different than yours. So my priorities are...
The final message that I have for everyone is please pick characters based off of usage. Please, like if you're using a character everywhere all the time, that should be your first choice rather than some other information. I think that needs to be the top consideration, is always usage. Is that fair enough?
Very fair, because everybody's having different rosters. Everybody's at different places in the game. Everybody enjoys different modes differently, and you know, prioritizes those different modes in the game. So there's no one cookie cutter solution that's gonna encompass everybody. So yeah. All right. Usage.
All right, so that is the end of the video. Head over to Valley Flying's channel, and we're going to do his roster and take a look at those suggestions. So, as always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. What do you want to say? Say something. Say something goofy.
Gamers are cool.
Bye.